Welcome to Colombia! Stargazing in Colombia! Welcome, wonderful people all over the world! My name is Frank, I'm Swiss and I came to Colombia in 2015 and I run a travel agency here in Bogota. I present you. This is Sarah, my director for our nature brand Sula, and I think not more to say. People hopefully saw the last video, so they know everything about you. And today we're going to talk about stargazing in Colombia, and the slogan of Bogota is 2,600 meters closer to the stars. Tell us more, Sarah.
Yes, this is our slogan and we are very proud of it. The logo of Bogota also includes stars, it's full of stars. And but sadly, this is not a good place for stargazing because of light contamination. So maybe we can talk a little bit about that before talking about stargazing. So just to give you some interesting data, the third of humanity cannot see the Milky Way when they look at the sky at night. What do you think about that?
That's very sad.
Yes. And do you know why is that?
Yeah, because of light contamination.
Yes, light contamination is the main reason of that. And is a threat because it's becoming a threat that is increasingly all over the world without being noticed by people, because we are so accustomed to light that we don't see the effect that that can have, especially in the wildlife. Did you know that? So many of our nocturnal animals around the world have been in trouble with this excessive of light. Even we human beings have been suffering a lot with this excessive light, especially at night, because we consume a lot of media through our cell phones or television, and that is affecting our night cycles, our sleep cycles. So nowadays there's a lot of people with sleep problems because of the excess of light. So that's why around the world the places when you can have a very good view of the sky full of stars is decreasing. But in Colombia we still have some very good places to go for stargazing.
So what are major factors? We have light contamination, so we need a spot where there are not many light sources. Then secondly, the altitude.
Yes.
Are there more factors that are important for having a good place for stargazing?
Yes, let me take my notes because there's a lot of factors. The weather is one factor. When if you have clouds in the sky, you cannot see the stars. Also, the winds can bring some material to the atmosphere that makes the sky looks a little bit hazy, so it's difficult to watch the stars. And that's related with the other factor, which is transparency of the sky. The transparency of the atmosphere can be reduced by contamination, by particles in the air. Besides that, altitude, as you said, with a higher altitude we have better spots, principally because there is no light and because the atmosphere is clearer. And the moon, if you have moon, you have a lot of light and you cannot see the stars. So when you are traveling to a place or looking for a destination to have a good stargazing, you have to take into account these points.
So let's talk a little bit more about the greatest destinations here in Colombia for stargazing. My most impressive experience I had in Susacon, Boyacá, in the finca of a very good friend. And there is just a little small town, some kilometers away, and the finca, it's actually on a mountain and it's dark. And I remember the first time I stepped out during the night and looked up, and the sky was packed with stars, and I never saw something like this before. It was amazing. It was just overwhelming. So Colombia, in a spot on good altitude, you really can see many stars. So what are actually the most famous destinations here for stargazing in Colombia?
Well, the principal one is Villa de Leyva. This is a special place because of the altitude and the transparency of the skies. It is so important that many astronomers, amateurs, and experts reunite there every year to celebrate the festival, the astronomy festival there in Villa de Leyva. And they also have an observatory and a lot of activities related with the stargazing. So Villa de Leyva is the main destination in Colombia. There are other destinations like the Tatacoa desert. You have been there. You told me it is amazing. And one cool fact to be in La Tatacoa is that at night it doesn't freeze. But the other places are very high altitude, so you have to be prepared to cold weather. Villa de Leyva is one of them, but also El Cocuy. This is another place when many people, especially photographers, have photographed the best skies in Colombia. Another good destination is Barichara in Santander. This is a town similar to Villa de Leyva, very colonial, very nice. And that the altitude and the weather condition, this is a very dry region, so the humidity doesn't affect the atmosphere. So you will have a very transparent sky at night, and also will be knowing this special part of the country which is Santander. And if you are up to, you can visit the Chicamocha Canyon, which is one of the wonders of Colombia. Another destination is Cabo de la Vela in La Guajira. This is another dry region, so also again it facilitates the transparency of the sky. And this is a very nice place, not only because of the stargazing, but also because the beauty of the beaches that are besides the desert that is in La Guajira.
And La Guajira is on the Caribbean coast.
Yes, La Guajira is in the Caribbean coast. We have another destination very near to Bogota, which is Tominé and Suezca. There are lots of very nice lodges and glamping and hotels, and this is a kind of dry region, so that's why it's also a good spot for stargazing in Colombia. Another good spot to go for stargazing in Colombia is the natural reserve Lagos de Menegua in Los Llanos in the Colombian plains. Very near to Bogota by plane, just 1 hour, and then 30 minutes by car towards Puerto Lopez, in the geographical center of Colombia. This is a region where the conditions are also special for stargazing, so don't miss that, and you can go with your family, and there's a lot of other activities you can do in Lagos de Menegua. So practically we cover all the ecosystems from the sea to the páramo of places when you can go to Colombia for stargazing. So don't think those are the only spots. Of course they are the best because of the conditions, but in Colombia in general there are a lot of good spots to discover to go for stargazing.
Well, that's the information about stargazing we can give you today. If you're interested in traveling around Colombia and going to one of those super spots for stargazing, you can always contact us. We will be more than happy to help you. We wish you a very great day and hope to see you again soon here on this channel, or even better, here in Colombia. All the best.
Bye.
Bye-bye.